Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. The Ether price hasn't really moved significantly since the last update. So in case you missed the last video, feel free to check it out for a little bit more context. But the idea is at the moment that we are in this larger degree wave 4 correction. And the main support area for this fourth wave is between 3,522 and $2,977. I explained to you in the previous video that the ideal spot to start a B wave is around the 23.6 Fibonacci level. That was reached. I think it's sort of, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to touch it. It's more like, okay, in this area normally an A wave finishes. It could be done, and maybe over the weekend Ether will now form the B wave. That would be great for a weekend. Typically, that they are busy, the coins, to form B waves. They have something to do. So the A wave indeed could have bottomed. Now, if the A wave is complete, then it's worth mentioning that the B wave doesn't really have a target. That's very difficult, a very difficult concept, but B waves are corrective waves in corrections, and they are the most difficult waves to trade and also the most difficult ones to forecast. I mean, it's possible that a B wave, for example, overshoots. That's possible. Yeah, B waves can overshoot, and therefore it is possible that we form one more high above 4,092, even from here in an extended B wave. That's possible, but I can really only talk about that once I have an A wave complete, a corrective pullback in the B wave, and then I can calculate the target for the wave C. So this is the preferred scenario, and we'll need to see how the B wave develops. It's impossible to say how exactly a corrective wave will develop. We can track the structures. The support levels, though, are more important than the microstructures. So worrying about the micro counts is not so important in a correction. What is important is to understand what is the support range that needs to hold for upside trend continuation. And the support range that I've defined is this one. I mentioned it already. Really, in this scenario, in this main thesis that we are in a fourth wave, Ether shouldn't break below 2,977. If it does, maybe something else is at play. The ideal target for a wave 4 is the $3,200 level, which is obviously here the 38.2 retracement. And yeah, I mean, the minimum, there isn't really a minimum, but ideally this is an ABC. So now possibly the B wave has started. I think I mentioned it already in the last video, not entirely sure. And oh yeah, I said we need to see minimally a move above this 3,775 level, and it might have started, And this is sort of the scenario. So this is short-term, you could say short-term bearish. Because in the short-term bearish scenario, yeah, I mean, in the very short term, we would see a B wave now, and the C wave down would, however, still follow. And then we go up from there. But it's a bullish scenario. The trend is still up for Ether. I mean, we are still looking at bull market targets, yeah, for 8 to 12K. So if you're trading for that, which a lot of people are doing, normally you shouldn't worry about a pullback into these price regions. Actually, you should be a buyer. Now, I'm not telling you to do that. You have to decide that for your own portfolio and everything. But buying, accumulating in pullbacks in overall uptrends, typically not a bad idea. Now, what is about a short-term bullish case? Or, maybe we don't form this larger degree fourth wave. I mean, I could be entirely wrong about this, right? It's possible because I see that potential on some altcoin charts, but it's nothing I'm primarily watching for. I could say maybe this is a wave 1. This is a 2, and we're doing this. Yeah. So therefore, for potentials like this, the coins, if you're holding for the longer term trend, the larger trend, it's usually worth not selling everything at the top or so, or trying to be all in, all out. It's usually worth adding and holding a core position. And then maybe, yes, scaling out in resistances, scaling into support. We've had a nice dip already. This is definitely a potential, or the high B wave, but that's not what I primarily assume. I like to see a more healthy wave 4. Bear in mind, a wave 4 can also turn into a triangle. Whatever structure here unfolds, it's very, very simple. I only need to change really the scenario if the price breaks below 2,977. That's really when I would have to change my overall chart assumption. Until then, even if pullbacks are shallow, the price can move up further in my white scenario into the 8 to 12K region over the coming months. Wave 4s can be shallow. As I said, we are in a bullish market, so maybe we get a very shallow wave 4, but it would be nice to get a more healthy fourth wave that actually reaches, well, more clearly the orange support zone. So that's sort of what we try to navigate here. I will keep you updated as good as possible also throughout the weekend as the subwave structure of this correction unfolds. So yeah, I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.